Oh yeah, now it's recording. Okay, so I'm J-Man, and usually I have an intro. So there's a do. Launchpad, J-Man, that's me. That's this guy right here. And please introduce yourself to the viewer.
Hi, I'm Tanys Coughlin.
Yes.
And
What do you do?
what do? I do a
Yes.
variety of things. So I'm a Reiki master. So I do
Yes.
energy healing.
Okay.
I'm a crystal master, so I work with crystals and
What
essential
does
oils.
a crystal master mean, though? You're talking to me like I know what a crystal master is. What constitutes being a crystal master?
I have done a fair bit of study with crystals and the way the crystal healing works. So I do crystal healing basically.
Okay, and the Reiki, that what it's called?
Reiki, yeah, that's energy healing.
Energy healing. So that's like the 8 chakras?
7, yeah.
How
Well,
many?
there's more than that, but there's 7 main ones that people talk about. We have
7.
chakras all over our body, actually, but there's 7 main ones that would be the main part of your energy system.
Okay, now the main reason why I want to chat with you is because obviously this is bizarre times. Really
Is.
bizarre times, and we've actually talked a lot about mental health, and you've reached out to me on a couple occasions because you know that I'm lonely and my videos are becoming increasingly bizarre. So maybe you're worried about me, I'm not sure. But I thought it was really important to have you here. And this is just like off the cuff. And, you know, you're very much into energy. I'm a very spiritual person. I guess I would consider myself to be somewhat of an energy person, and it just felt right that I should be having this conversation with you. So there is no bad conversation. There are no wrong questions or answers. Let's just give this a go. So let's just talk in regards to how you feel right now. I'm assuming that you're obviously an empath to do the work that you do.
I am, yeah.
And what do you generally feel right now from just everything that's going on?
There's a lot of fear in the collective right now. So when I talk about collective, it's like the overall energy of the earth kind of thing, right? So there's a lot of fear with all the COVID stuff. So, you know, for each of us, we need to sort of choose to try to stay out of that fear and staying in love. So when you talk about energy, there's a difference in vibration for emotions as well. So high vibration emotion is love. That's the highest one, love and joy. And the lowest one is fear. So a lot of our other denser, heavier emotions like anger and frustration and all of that are low vibration emotions, but fear is what creates them all. So whenever somebody is in that sort of fear place, you tend to get more frustration, more anger, that sort of thing. I mean, we were having a conversation earlier about how people are not being human, or they're not, you know, smiling at each other and that sort of thing when they're out. And that's really all very fear-based.
Right.
So it's a very low vibration emotion. So one of the ways that you can raise your vibration is by doing a lot of meditation, working with essential oils and crystals and stuff. And that's how you would raise it and try to stay out of the fear.
Now, what about vibrators? I had to go there. I'm sorry. I had to go there. Everyone's sending me crazy memes, so I'm going to go there. By the way, just tell people your Facebook or your websites, they can browse that maybe while we're having this chat.
Sure. Twillo Lifestyle Community on
Okay.
Facebook. And I have a website as well, Twillo LC or twillolifestyle.ca.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I wanted to get that in there. Also, big love to my sponsor, Gallant Media, for all your print promo and website needs, graphic design. He's a stud. All right, thanks, Sean. I appreciate your help. Now, yes, I'm going to reference the conversation that we were having in regards to
Sure.
the grocery store.
Yes.
And I don't want to focus this so much on the virus opposed to just how we deal with this as human beings, right? Because whether there's a virus or not, everything that we're talking about right now has merit, even more so, right? So
I find that all of the stuff that is normally going on is just accentuated with all of this, right?
Right, I got you.
So if someone is normally a fear-based person, this is just going to accelerate that for them.
They
and
say
often,
that with money. They say that with money. Like, you know, they say people, you know, they get money and they become assholes. It's like, no, they always had that little bit of asshole, and the money just accentuated their assholeness. right? You can use that line, by the way. Like, you're more than welcome to use this when during your teachings. So when I'm at the grocery store, it's like if people are losing their humanity a little bit, and we discussed how it's really important to have empathy, right? To be able to walk in somebody else's shoes and understand that we all come from different walks and experiences in life. So for instance, someone might have a baby at home or kids to where, you know, even if they don't think this is as severe as it might be, etc., they're not even willing to take that chance because they have loved ones or a grandma. Like, for instance, I'm a single dude, no grandparents, you know, have an older dad, you know, an older mother. But outside of that, there's really not that type of sphere around me. So I might see them wearing a mask when they go to the supermarket, which is ridiculous, by the way, unless you've been infected. And I look at them and I'm thinking, holy, that really unsettles me, when they could be looking at me not wearing a mask, thinking about how much that unsettles them. I make them uncomfortable. So what's the best way to practice that type of patience and empathy from your standpoint?
I guess just realizing that everybody is coming from their own place. And if you think about that being their stuff, right? The way you act and react is your stuff. The way they act and react is their stuff. And it's all programming from all of our life experiences and our childhood and all of that stuff. We bring all of that with us, right? So unless we do like our own personal work and try to clear some of that stuff, you know, we bring those things in, and that's what creates our fears and our reactions and actions and reactions, right? So really, they're just not equipped necessarily to look at those. Some people are not ready to do the personal work of doing that, looking at their own actions and reactions, right? So sometimes, if that's the case, then they may have these reactions and actions that we don't understand, but it's their reality, right? Because we're all living in our own perception of reality it's perfect for us. It's where we are, and it's perfect for them. That's where they are. So they're just not equipped. That's what I usually, you know, talk to my clients about. They aren't equipped for whatever reason. They didn't learn specific skills in coping, or, you know, they have a different skill set, just like in an office place, for instance, right? So I'm also an HR consultant. So we look at skills in the office and where to put those skills. So it's the same sort of thing if you're looking at people, right? You're looking at, they have different set of coping skills. This person might have a different set of coping skills. So they might be really awesome at work, right? But when it comes to home and family life, they just don't have the same kind of social skills, the same kind of communication skills, that kind of thing. And all of that plays out when you come to this kind of a situation.
So above all, it's really just about understanding. Just understanding and trying to remove judgment.
Right.
I guess, right? Okay, interesting stuff. Hi, person in the background.
That's
awesome. I thought there was something going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to get into something that, you know, I really haven't had a conversation with you about this so far. But I don't know, maybe you've gotten a little bit of a read. But in regards to the Reiki stuff, I mean, I've had an experience before where, I mean, it was kind of baloney-ish to me. That's just my experience. I'm going to be very transparent. Okay. Now, there's definitely going to be skeptics out there.
For sure.
Right. You know that, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Are you able to kind of tell who's a skeptic before they tell you they're a skeptic? Can you just get that energy off people? Okay. They're just closed. What does that look like to you visually? What does that look like inside your brain when somebody is closed, opposed to what does it look like when somebody is open? Can you visualize that for us?
So that part for me is not visual. Okay. So I do get visual messaging as well on occasion. We haven't gone there yet, but yeah, I do get visual imaging on occasion as well. But for me, that is more of a feeling. Okay. It's more of, how do I describe it?
Do you get a bad feeling? Like you come across somebody and they're on a really bad vibration and you're like, whoa, do you want to help them like they're a wounded bird? Like,
yeah, usually that's me.
Okay, all right, okay.
That's usually me. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But no, it's not usually a bad feeling unless somebody's really, let's face it, there are people that just make poor choices, right?
Okay.
And are just not very nice. When it's something like that, and I can tell, and there's just some dense stuff around them, then I might feel that way. But that's odd. It's very rare.
Because I'm always really interested about that. I was watching an episode of Joe Rogan, and he was talking about, well, you know, he does a bazillion types of drugs, and I think it was DMT or whatever he was on, and he said that he actually got to visually see what bad feelings looked like on that trip, opposed to, you know, what everything looked like when he was in a place of calm and understanding and whatever. So not, I was curious. So I guess you have to do drugs for that. So
No,
don't do drugs. Oh no?
No, don't do drugs. It puts holes in your aura.
Does it? Does weed put holes in your aura?
It does.
Really?
Yeah.
So it make holes for more weed to get in. No, I don't know. A lot of people are smoking weed right now. No holes in the aura. Okay.
No, we don't want the dense stuff getting in.
Okay. No dense stuff. That's bad. That's bad. Now, so let's talk about these chakras for people that don't know. You said there's 7 of the chakras.
Yeah.
One's the third eye, right? Is that a chakra?
So there's the crown chakra, which is crown. It goes up.
Okay.
On the top of the head. You've got the third eye, which is usually here.
Right.
So keep in mind, all of these chakras go front and back. So they're all two-sided.
Also, they come out here.
Yeah. So it's, you know, that little divot at the back of your neck, right at the base of your skull?
Uh-huh.
You can feel that?
Yeah.
So that's the other side of your third eye. It's actually called the mouth of God, and it's the back of the third eye.
Shit, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Okay. And so what does that mean? I'm really curious. So mouth of God, why?
It's called that because these two are both related to clairvoyance and clairaudience.
Okay.
Things.
And the crown, what does that do?
That connects to source.
Okay, like that's right. Okay, boom, right up, like to the heavens, right? Okay,
yeah.
Then there's...
And the opposite of that is the root chakra.
Then there's the throat, what you say and this and that, right?
Yeah, so if you get a closed throat chakra, you're not speaking your truth. There's something that you need to say to somebody.
Okay.
Or you feel stifled. Or it's also related to creativity, so expressing yourself creatively. So if you've got a creative block, you might have a blocked throat chakra and a blocked sacral chakra. Right.
So if I was coughing a lot right now, it wouldn't necessarily be a virus. It's that I have a problem going on there with like a truth. Okay. Now, do you, and just quickly, Louise Hay, do you read Louise Hay? Are you familiar with Louise Hay? Okay. So you're big on a lot of this stuff,
probably
right?
the very first self-help book I read, actually.
Okay. Because she says disease is dis-ease in the body.
That's
so
right.
Anything that you have that's ailing you in your body can be cured through your own behaviors.
Right.
Basically. Okay. So now we go right here, right?
Heart chakra.
Heart chakra. Okay. So that also has to do with relationships, this and that. The expression of love or the lack of expression of love. Okay.
Having
then what?
Love in your life. Yeah.
Okay. Then there's I think there's one here, right?
There is. Yeah. Just below the breastbone.
That I call that the indigestion chakra. When why is that? Is what is this one?
Solar plexus, and that's related to self-esteem, self-empowerment.
Okay, so and then is there one in the gut?
Yeah, there's one just around the navel, which is the sacrum.
Okay, and what would that be? So, because when I think about this area, like when I have a really bad feeling, or like someone says, "Ooh, I have this gut feeling," is that related to chakras, and people just don't even know?
We actually have brain cells in our stomach, in our heart.
Of course we do.
In our head.
I had no idea. Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up. Hold on. Yeah. Say that again. We have brain cells in our stomach.
In our stomach, in our heart, and in our head.
Oh, that's just too much for me. My head's going to explode. I'm not that bright to begin with.
They're like receptors, right? They're not brain. They're not exactly the same, but they're receptors. So when we get messaging, so we're surrounded by stimuli all the time. Right. This is where the energy comes in. Okay. So we're surrounded by stimuli all the time. So if you think about a dog whistle, okay, it's out of our range of hearing. So if our hearing is here, the dog whistle is out here, we don't hear it, but it doesn't mean it's not going off.
Fair.
Right? It doesn't mean that this stimulus is not acting on our body. So it's the same with, there's a lot of stimulus out there that we're actually not aware of. It's not in our frame of reference. And when I say frame of reference, I mean, you can walk into the same room every day for 10 years, and then all of a sudden you see something different that's on the wall or that's on a shelf that you'd never seen before, but it's been there the whole time.
Okay, right.
So
Awareness.
it's your perception. It's your awareness.
Okay.
Right?
So how many did we cover, by the way? Is there
in
one
terms
more?
of
Like we
chakras,
can go down one more and it's getting to a really dangerous area. Is there a chakra down there?
the sacral is actually the dangerous one. It's about the sexual function. It's about creativity and all of that stuff. So that's
And
the
that's
one
there, that's down there? There is a chakra down there?
There's a root chakra down there, yes.
Yeah, buddy. All right, let's talk about this one. That's what I've been waiting for. I'm like, there has to be something sexual and crude in here that we could talk about. So
yeah, the sacral chakra is more about the sexual though. And that's the one that's just below the navel.
Tell me, oh, it's okay. So it's close enough, whatever.
Yeah, the root chakra is about you're basically being grounded, stable. It's about feeling secure and comfortable.
All right.
Skin.
And the sex one, sorry?
The sacral.
The sacral. All right. So what's that about? Explain to me the sacral. Like I want to work on that chakra. I think I work on it a lot already. It gets a lot of attention.
Just like you really open.
Okay. Oh man. Okay.
You so overactive chakras and you can have underactive chakras.
I have a premature chakra. Okay. So here's the deal. Because I don't want to give people too much because honestly, I think this stuff is fascinating. And you just have a great way of having people open up. I really enjoy chatting with you. And you just have a very non-invasive way of conveying information. And I want people to ask you questions. And actually, we're going to do this because I'm going to turn this into a Facebook watch party. And so we can both be there to interact. But I also want people to reach out to you and find out more, right? Because at the end of the day, as crazy as this world is, there's still business to be done, right? And I know I'm doing this for you. I know we didn't have a conversation about this, but I would love for people to reach out and find out more about your services. So I'd like to go through those 7 chakras again.
Yeah.
And I just want you to give a little tidbit of information, like 15 seconds on each one to what can people do with each and every one of these chakras, just a little daily dose that they can improve each one. Like if they're to wake up in the morning, what's one thing that I can do for this? What's one thing that I can do for this? What's one thing that I can do for this? Are you able to do that? Is that possible?
Yeah, they're all very interconnected, right?
Okay.
But, so there's stuff that you can do that will help all of them.
Oh, so all at once?
Yes.
It sounds like my kind of deal. All right, that's a shortcut. Yeah. What can I do?
So if you're doing, if you sit down and do a meditation, you bring your consciousness or your thoughts into your breath, calm your breath, and then you can have a meditation where you actually imagine bringing white light down right through the whole central channel through your chakras.
Okay.
And as they go to each one, imagine that they're lighting them up, making them run, right? So everybody's is different. Every chakra, everybody's chakra, ideal chakra size is different depending on the person.
Size matters.
So you want them to be...
I'm sorry. This is so unprofessional. I apologize. Continue.
Today, there's some work to do today. I still have to do my meditation today. Okay. So they're all different. And so what you're putting out there, right? Because intention is everything when you're doing these things. So you want to intend that your chakras are going to be exactly the way they're meant to be for your highest good today, basically. And so when you bring this light down, you're asking the light to do the work for you. So that's one way that you can help all of them, okay? And it's just imagining that they're all lighting up and that they're spinning. They all spin. They're like vortexes of energy.
Okay.
And if we do it again, I'll bring actually, you know what? I'll probably show you with this.
Visuals, here we go.
Yeah, I hope it'll work with this. This one is pretty heavy. Let me see. I will go with this. We'll try it. We'll see if it works.
All right.
I'm putting myself on the spot here. Okay. So usually I would use a pendulum because you can actually see the energy of chakras. Okay. So my hands have chakras in them. This is something that because of the work that I do, they're stronger than they might be otherwise. Okay. So let's hope this is going to work today with this. Usually it's a lighter thing. So if I push energy out the chakra in my hand, this will start to move. And I can make it stronger by relaxing. Okay. Now I am not spinning it with my other hand. And I can stop it. I can stop it. Look.
All right, that's a little weird.
That's energy.
Is that energy?
That's energy.
Yeah, okay. And so
It gets caught in energy.
and energy, like there's energy in everything, right? I'm a Deepak Chopra guy, or Chopra, or however you want to say it. And like, yeah, everything, like I'm looking at this, like, this is a mug, but this is just nothing but energy, right? My eyelashes are energy.
I was actually on a call where we had the opportunity to have Jack Canfield speak. Okay, so he's the Chicken Soup for the Soul guy, right? He's actually very spiritual, very energy minded. He did this little exercise. So I want you to try this. It was
all right. I like this. It's interactive. This is the best. Okay.
So you see these creases, right, that go across your wrists?
Yeah.
Right there. You've got one on each hand.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to line them up as precisely as you can. Okay. Just like this.
Okay.
And then I want you to bring your hands together. And you'll see one is probably longer than the other.
Right. The right one. Or left one.
Your right one is longer. Your left
one's
one?
a little bit longer, yeah. Does that mean like I'm the best?
I want you to take your right hand then, the shorter one, and I want you to put it out in front of you. Okay? And I want you to look at it. And I want you to say with me 5 times.
You can't see me? Sorry, it's a WWE thing for the fellas. Okay. Say it 5 times.
Grow longer.
Grow longer.
Grow longer.
Oh, get out of town.
Grow longer.
Grow longer.
Bear with me. Grow longer.
Grow longer.
Grow longer.
Grow longer.
Okay. Line up your wrists. Same way you did. They're now the same length.
That's
and mine's longer. Mine were the same.
Really? Come on. Are we just, so that's, what's going on there? Is that just because like we're perceiving it differently, or has something actually changed?
We are all energy, and we changed our energy with intention.
I got you. Now, can we not do that on a larger scale?
Yes.
Like, cause I mean, I'm going to be rich because I'm thinking purely sexually right here. That if I could somehow just help people, it would be a little bit awkward doing it on video, but if I could just, I don't know, just
but you can try that on your own, Jason. We're not gonna...
Okay, fair enough. I'll do that on my own. That's generally a private practice.
Just post it.
but I'm going to try.
I know
I'm going to try, and I hope it gives me a little bit more than that. Okay. Anyways.
Maybe doing it more times might do more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so into this. I'm coming to see you right away. I'm like, work on this, that chakra and that practice. So now, before we get out of here, I want to talk about stuff that's not professional. I want people to know a little bit more about you, kind of like a little bit of a deep dive deal. One of my favorite shows on YouTube is actually this gentleman. They eat hot wings. And then he goes on their Instagram and looks at photos that a lot of people don't see, right? Because he wants to get to know more about the people that he's sitting in front of, opposed to just the regular stuff that you get at an individual. So a lot of people know you as, an HR person, and that you do your healing and you're a Reiki master in the crystals. You were telling me that you are involved in theater.
Yeah.
And
I've been involved in theater probably the last 10 years. I took a little break for about 3 or 4 years, but I just actually finished directing a show at Valentine's Day. It was a a romance through the ages. Romance on Broadway through the ages is what it was. Yeah. So it was basically a dinner theater. And we had people come in, we sang 3 or 4 songs, and basically the whole lineup of songs was started with musical theater love songs in the 1920s and went all the way to modern day
that's really interesting.
And so we did a few songs. They would have salad for appetizer, another few songs. We did dinner, another few songs, dessert, and then we had a few songs to wrap it up.
And what would have been the last song that somebody would have heard that night? What was the epiphany of love song?
It wasn't, I don't think it was one for that specifically.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. You're putting me on the spot. I can't think of the name of it now.
Lady in Red, Krista Berg.
No.
That's a great one. That's a good one.
It was actually a Glee version of something because it was really, it was a challenging one to to do. So
what would be your favorite love song of all time? Like, I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna paint the picture. Okay, it is grade 7. Where grabbing ass is like a real big deal. If you grab boob, like, you're just enshrined in your schools. Like, there's a special place for you in the hierarchy of school, right? So what would be that one song that at the end of the night, you know, the teachers would make sure that you guys are standing like this and someone was trying to grab your bum? What would have been that song playing by the DJ?
If you want that person to grab your bum, it would be Stairway to Heaven.
That's a long one. Yeah, you could do a lot of stuff during Stairway to Heaven. I think by the time Stairway to Heaven is done, you could be pregnant and give birth to a child. That is a very long song.
It's a long one.
Is that your favorite slow song, though?
No, probably mine's less. It would be I Never Thought by Dan Hill.
I'm not sure of that one. So it's Dan Hill, I Never Thought. Okay, I'll have to check that out. And in regards to playing music, do you play any instruments, anything of that nature?
Oh, I used to, but back in like high school. I played the clarinet in middle school and the oboe in high school, but I haven't.
I used to play the recorder.
Cool.
Yeah, I was going places, you know, like things, and then I just, you know, was it a trachea? I have no idea. It's a total lie. But that was my attempt at humor right there with the recorder. So I really do appreciate your time. This was really, really cool stuff. So again, please let people know about your Facebook and your website. What would that be? Just slow it down a little bit just to make sure that they can hear it. It's
twillowlifestyle.ca is the website. And Twillow is TWILLOW.
Okay.
Lifestyle, like lifestyle.
Okay.
And the Facebook is the same, Twillow Lifestyle.
Okay, and you do healing.
You'll often see Twillow Lifestyle Community. I use that as the full name.
Okay, and so you do healing, you do crystal work, you do chakra work.
I do workshops and stuff as well in spirituality. I'm also a Celtic shamanic high priestess. So I do a lot of ceremonial healings and stuff as well. Okay.
Awesome. And you know what, I'm going to give you an endorsement as well, like beyond me just personally and how I feel about you. I connected Tanys and my friend Sam a couple of weeks ago, if not maybe a little bit longer. And finally, it seems that you two got together. Out of nowhere, she sends me a message and she says, Jason, thank you so much. Like, Tanys is amazing. And apparently you just said a whole bunch of things that she needed to hear. Not because you're just throwing things out there. I mean, those are just things that she wasn't expecting to hear, that you knew that I guess you weren't supposed to, and you really helped her begin, you know, that alignment in her life. And I know that it's something that she desperately needs, like to have someone to help her with her center. And she just went on about how amazing you were. So this is not only me telling you to search Tanys out, that I've put her with friends, and they've said she's absolutely amazing. So during these trying times, especially, cynic or not, you know, give her a ring, send her a message. We'll be doing this. Obviously, you are going to be watching this on a Facebook watch party, and do not do yourself the disservice of, you know, just shutting down that curiosity. Act on it, and it absolutely can change your life. So thank you very much, Tanys, for being here for my season 2. This is like number 1 of season 2, and this just happened out of nowhere, and it's been one of my favorite.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. You take care.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.